Hey, this is your Gear Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. Super excited to be here today. Happy Saturday to you. I pray that you had an amazing weekend, and I am just grateful for you on today. Yes, I hope that you have had some type of self care, some type of um, revival, rejuvenation, refreshing, just renewing. Sometimes when we are with family or when we're cooking or when we are just, sometimes we can just be in a stank. Sometimes you just need to reset from day to day life. Just find some time, some space to spend with yourself. So I'm truly grateful to be here on today. I'm going to give you a few minutes to tune in. We're not going to be on here long, but we're here. We are here. You see what the title of this live feed is, and it says Embrace the Moment. It doesn't matter about what happened yesterday, last week, last month, even a few minutes ago. Embrace the present moment. What is happening right now? What is happening right now? And you want to just embrace this moment. We can get so caught up in, what happened, what didn't happen, what we wanted to happen, what should have happened, what could have happened. Let's just kill that bird and think about, I'm going to embrace this moment right here. I am going to embrace this moment, this time, this word, these words of inspiration, encouragement. I am going to embrace the nowness. I have a new acronym where it says now. There's no other win. Now, no other win. I'm gonna do it this time, or I'm gonna do it that time. There's no other win. So when you think about that, there is no other time other than now for you to do what you're going to do. There is no other time. We know one that waits on no man, time waits on no woman. And even when we think that we have time, we have seen time after after time again, especially here in 2020. We don't know when the last day is. We don't know when the last time was when we spoke to a person, when we saw a person, when we thought about a person, which we can think about people all the time, but seeing them and talking to them, that's a whole different ball game. Now we may see them, but we may not see them the last time the way we saw them. So we have to embrace the moment and do the thing that we're going to do, and don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until, next month or next year. We know that we're approaching that time of year where most people, and believe it or not, people still have New Year's resolutions. They still wait to, excuse me. You have people, excuse me, that still wait to January to the 1st to start a thing. January's 1st is no better than November the 28th. It is no different than November the 28th. And why is November the 28th as good as any other time? Because the time is really now. Because January the 1st, we may not even see it. So we have to embrace the moment, go all in, and say, you know what, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to make sure I'm prepared. I'm going to make sure that I am equipped. I am going to make sure that I am ready for whatever it is that I have to face. And so if you all are saying anything, I don't see any comments, but anyway, if I see you, I will acknowledge you. But right now, I don't see where nobody has spoken. I see the numbers are going up, but anyway, if you would just say good evening, hi, or something, I would know who is on here, and then I will address you. But I don't see anyone. But anyway, hit the share button. We have had a lot of people that has left us this year, and so we want to make sure that we don't go another day without creating memories. We don't go another day without spending time with ourselves, because a lot of times we have so much time to do everything for everybody else, but then you forget about little old you. You forget about little old you, and not that you're little. And I think, even when we say that, when we think about little me, we think that, we're small, we're backgroundish, that it's selfish for self care, but it's not selfish, it's necessary. You have to put on your own oxygen mask before you're able to help your child, or able to help your neighbor, or able to help those peoples or persons that are close to you or next to you. You got to help yourself first. And so we want to make sure that we're helping ourselves, that we are embracing the moment, that we are creating, as one of my mentors on this morning, yes, one of my mentors, he said, create your own history. That was powerful. We can create our own history. And I cannot wait until, the first of the year. We have a new series coming out in the new program that we will be doing, that will be kicking off the first of the year. But it is so important for us to realize that our past do not have to be our future, and that our past is simply a memory. It is simply, good evening, Belinda. So glad to see you. I know you're celebrating with your husband. Today is his birthday. That I saw. Such a blessing to have you here. But we want to make sure that we are, gearing up for 2021. Don't wait until January to have a plan, to think about what you're going to do, to start on your goals, your desires. We have to start working on those plans now. Should have already been on them, but it's not too late. It's not too late. You don't have to wait to January 1 to have your New Year's resolution. And some people, they wait to January 2 because they're going to do what they're going to do on the 1st. And so they figure, I can't do it on the 1st. But no other better time than now. And now the acronym that I have for now is no other win. No other win. It's now. It is right now. Right now, you want to decide, how do you want your 2021 to be? Right now, you want to decide what your next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years will look like. Right now, you want to decide what it is that you are going to do to make your life better. Better than it was in 2020, better than it was in 2019, better than it was in 2018. You want to make sure that you are doing what you can do to make it better. And we can start by, number one, embracing the moment. Embracing the moment of now, the breath, the life, the gifts, the services, the products, the opportunities, the doors, the relationships that you have. Embrace those moments now. We know that life is a little bit different. We know we're having to celebrate, and we're having to communicate and collaborate in a different way. But it's not the end of the world, because even in this season, there has been some new doors that has opened. There has been some new ways that things has had to be done. Things change, and sometimes things change for the better. Sometimes they change because they have to change. They need to change, because we get so stuck in our comfort zone that we feel like that is the only way. But there is, as they used to say, that there is more than one way to skin a cat. So I want you to embrace the moment with your family, with your friends, with your business partners, with your customers and clients. I want you to embrace the moments with your husband, with your wife, with your boo, your babe, with your kids. Embrace the moment, knowing that you don't know when your last moment is. We do not know. The word says that no man knows the day or the hour. We know that we're in some trying times. We know that every day is a day closer to the last day, but we don't really know when the last day is. So I encourage you to embrace the moment, and I encourage you to not allow not allow things and people to stress you out, to rob you of your energy. Because see, that energy of feeling depressed and stressed and lonely and bored and angry and envious and jealous, that energy that we're dispelling or putting out could be towards something constructive. It can be towards something great, something impactful, something life changing. That can be something creative, that you are making an impact in the world, that you are, turning things around, you're making a difference, you're making a change. And those things, those things, those things that you do, those things that you do now in the moment, those things that you do now in the moment will create a path for your tomorrow. Those things that you embrace, the relationships that you embrace right now, will prepare you for your tomorrow. So I am encouraging you to embrace the moment. Don't be so stressed out and stretched so thin where you feel like if you don't say yes to everybody that it's the end of the world. We have to be able to manage the activities that we are a part of, with the time that we have. We know, feels so good to see you, Coach, and tuning in. Yes, yes, yes. Much love. So good to see you, Pearl. Good evening. We want to, have our energy going in directions that we desire it to. We don't have to say yes to everything and to everybody. We don't have to be involved in everything, because see, a lot of us, we find our worth in what we do. But our worth is not in what we do. We can impact and influence. We can inspire in the things that we do, but that's not who we are. It's not who we are. So I want you to live this stress-free life. Yes, live a stress-free life. Don't let things, get you all bunched up and bent up out of shape where, your pressure is ran up and you feel like life cannot go on. You cannot do the things that you desire to do because you are so upset by the things that are happening and the things that has happened, the things that has been said or done. Embrace the moment. I want you to, take a deep breath even in this moment and think about how blessed we really are. We may not have everything that we want, but we have everything that we need. We're not, we have everything that we need, because even if we're able to be on social media, whether it be via phone, via computer, we have something that most people don't have. That's a luxury. And some of us, we pay a crazy amount for internet services and crazy amount, to be connected to the world. And some of the things that we're connected to, we should be disconnected from. Because see, sometimes we can get a false impression, and what I call it is a false. You can get a negative positive. You can get this positive image that is a negative impact. You can get a positive image that has a negative impact because you think you're missing out on something, that you're limited and that you're walking in lack because you're looking at what you see on social media. But I want you to know that you have everything that you need, and everything that you need, it'll come just in time. May not come when you want it, but it is always on time. It's always on time. May not come when you want it, but it is always on time. So I want you to embrace the moment. I want you to think about, and even we know that we've had Black Friday on yesterday. We know that today is Small Business Saturday. We have Cyber Monday. Patronize with a small business owner. Patronize with other people. Promote other people's businesses. Tell somebody about somebody and watch how doors begin to open up for you. I think a lot of times we feel like, if I give, then I won't get. But I want you to know about reciprocity. You give and you get. And the word says that the more you give, the more that you receive. What we make happen for others, he will make happen for us. So don't get tangled up and think that because you do something that you're losing something. There are over 7 billion people in the world. You don't know how your blessing will come. You don't know where your blessing will come from, who it will come from. So I challenge you today. I challenge you today to open up your hand, because we cannot receive with a closed hand. We cannot receive with a closed hand. So embrace the moment for where you are, what you have, what you've done. Embrace the moment of your past experience, trials, tribulations, setbacks, disappointment. Embrace the moments, because see, a lot of times we feel like, oh, they hurt me so bad. We feel like we're so disappointed. But I'm going to tell you, people don't really break our heart. They break our expectations. And after so many times you do that, you stop expecting. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But they don't break the heart. They break the expectation. And so when you think about your heart is still intact, your heart is so precious. It is so precious. And I know that's not the best heart, but your heart is so precious. Don't allow anything or anybody to break it. I received this sort of message some time ago, and I always heard, let your be your and your not, let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. I've changed that method for myself. It took all my energy. Let me expand this out. It said it took all of my energy, and I felt as if life was passing me by. Thank God I changed, and that by itself deserves a hand clap and praise God. Amen. We have to know that it can be very draining. It can be very draining, because as long as you do it, people will let you. They don't care, what impact it is for you. They don't care how energy draining it is for you. They don't care how inconvenient it is for you. The only thing people care about is what it does for them, how it make them feel, how it's going to help them. They don't care how thin they don't care how thin they spread you. They don't care how impactful it is to you. They don't care how selfish it is from them to you. They just want what they want done. And a lot of times, even in ministry, and I know I'm gonna step on some toes, but it is what it is. In ministry, you wonder why, sometimes people get offended in ministry, because people, they be sarcastic in the name of Jesus. They be sarcastic in the name of Jesus, and it makes it look like you got the problem, when really they know why you're responding the way you're responding, because they will put a smile with it, and in the name of Jesus, and they'll let you know that if you're saved enough that you'll be able to take this criticism. But all the time they're putting you down. All the time they're talking about you in the background. But you know what? Even in that, embrace the moment. Don't allow even those type of instances and circumstances to stop you in your relationship with the Lord. Don't let that stop the work that you have to do for the Lord, because you got somebody else that is being sarcastic and in some cases just plain ignorant. And I know that's going to step on some people's toes, because sometimes we can walk in ignorance, not knowing, what we're doing and how we're impacting people, and what we're doing and how it is affecting people, and what we're doing and how it is running off people. We think that because we put Jesus' name in front of everything, in the middle of everything, and behind everything, that it's okay. But a lot of the things that we do is not even his character. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me today. You're not going to talk to me today. So I want you to embrace the moment and not feel like that you have to say yes to everybody because they're sister so-and-so, because they're, we spread ourselves thin because, you're thinking, what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say? They talking anyway. They're talking anyway. You have to control your time and the things that you are able to do. I approve this message. Thank you so much. I approve this message. You have to control your responses. It doesn't matter about, I use the quote quite often from Charles Swindoll. It says that life is only 10% of what happened to you, and the other 90% is how we respond. We don't have to respond in a negative way to the 10% of what people do, say, and how they feel about us. We can respond in a positive way, and sometimes it's walking away. Sometimes it's turning the other cheek. Sometimes it's just taking it to the Lord and saying nothing about it, letting him work it out. Sometimes when we embrace the moment, sometimes it requires for us to have a start over point. And I know a lot of times we feel like we have put so much into a thing, we have put so much time, we have put so much energy, we have put so much money that we have to just keep on going through the pain. No. We know that even in domestic violence relationship, a lot of times that's why they stay, because they feel like, one, they haven't did anything wrong. They think that it's going to get better. They feel like they have put in so much time, and if they just give it more time, that it's going to get better. But news flash, it gets worse before it get better, and sometimes it don't never get better. When it start going down a bad lane, it don't turn around. So the best thing for us to do is leave. Leave. There are some relationships that we try to stay in way too long for whatever reason that we wrap around it, that we said we gotta stay because we've been there so long, and I don't know nothing else, and I don't want to start over. All these things that we tell ourselves to self-sabotage ourselves, instead of us cut the pain off, and wrapping up the wound and start to let it heal. We think, that we have to stay in a messed up situation forever. I want you to embrace the moment. When you embrace the moment, you get guidance, you get direction, you get downloads, you get divine wisdom and knowledge. When you embrace the moment, and you don't have to judge the moment will speak to you raw and unseasoned. You don't have to judge it. You don't have to judge the person. You don't have to judge the situation. You don't have to judge the circumstance. It would all open itself out. It would unfold itself. It just unfolds itself. Embrace the moment. Embrace the moment. When you embrace the moment and let it all open up, you do not have to be in situations that are unfavorable to you and to others. You have a choice. We have a choice. There is a choice in life, and you can choose. You can choose the direction that you want to go. We're kind of traditional, and we feel like, where everybody else in my family did X, Y, Z, and I have to do this. No, you can break that curse because everybody else did it, but they didn't even like it. Everybody else did it, but they were miserable. You have control on how you live your life. So I encourage you on today to embrace the moment. Cut your losses before you continue losing. Sometimes you have to lose. And this is the thing. I choose my happiness. Yes. Good evening, Kara. Thank you so much for joining. This is the thing. Everybody is not designed to be with us forever. Everything is not designed to be with us forever. Some things have a season, other things have a reason, and when the expiration date comes, we really have to let it go and say, this has played its part. This season is over. Yes, Coach, you're holding my head up high despite it all, because better is coming. Amen. It's coming. It is coming. Pearl, when we believe that better is coming, that's where it started, with a belief. We have to realize that it is not always a purpose. It's not always a person's purpose to be with us forever. Some people was designed to be in your life for a season. And you have to be able to embrace the moment. Let go what need to be let go. Receive what need to be received. Let in what need to be let in. And stop judging everything about what's happening. You don't have to have anything to say about everything that is happening. Let it do what it do and let it be what it be. And let's move. We don't have to wait to 2021. We don't have to wait till things get worse. We don't have to wait till we are on our last dollar. We don't have to wait till everybody has left us and we done lost everything and we're outside and we're on the concrete and we don't have no way to turn. We can start making changes when? Now. There's no other when. Now. The acronym that I have for now is no other when. The moment is now. When are you going to get together? When are you going to get it together? When are you going to change? When are you going to shift? When are you going to turn around? When are you going to pivot? See, nothing is going to change in our life until we do. Nothing is going to change in our lives until we do. Our situation is not going to change. It's not going to just change because we want it to change. It's not going to just change because we hope it change. It's not going to just change because we desire for it to change. It's not going to just change because we think it's going to change. Our life is going to change when we take action. It always change has to be coupled with the decision, and it has to be coupled with action. We have to decide that there's a need for a change, and then we have to take action to make it happen. I'm going to say that again. We have to decide that there is a need for a change, and then we have to take action to make it happen. Because want to, ought to, should to, need to, fin to is not measuring up. We have to do it. We have to decide what needs to be done and do it. I see so many people, we suffer. You know why? You know why a lot of us suffer? We are afraid to start over. And you know why a lot of people are afraid to start over? Because they're afraid of what people are going to say. They're afraid because they say, okay, you're downsizing, or because you know you're going to drive a different car, you're going to stay in a different house, or you're going to do different sorts of types of things. They feel like, that is a problem. We didn't start caring what people think until we start thinking about what people said. You got to stop thinking about what people have to say about you and do what you know is best for you in this moment. When I look back over my life, and I have been in so many pandemics, but once I let go and let God and change over, the pandemic was worth it. Glory. Yes. When you think about it, this is not the first pandemic when you think about a pandemic, you look, do you know how many people that has died from hunger? Do you know how many people in big cities that are walking the street and sleeping under bridges and on top of cardboard boxes and sleeping on cold concrete? That's a pandemic. We're not in our first pandemic. We're in another kind of a pandemic. But when you think about how good God has been, when you think about the distance that he has brought you, when you think about all that he has done, we've been blessed. Can you really look at how blessed we have really been? We have been blessed. Embrace the moment. Embrace the moments of the pandemic. Embrace the moments of those that walked out of your life, those that ran out of your life, those that crawled out of your life, those that snuck out of your life, those that left your life and you didn't even know they was gone until you saw them the next time and they looking at you funny like, why are you speaking to me? They looking at you funny and wondering why are you talking to them. Embrace the moment. Don't judge it. Do not judge the moment. Because see, when you judge a thing, you start being critical. When you judge a thing, you start being negative. When you judge a thing, you start to allow that to drain you of your positive energy and it becomes negative energy. Don't let nobody steal your joy. Joy comes from the inside. Don't let no circumstance, don't let no situation, and don't let nobody steal your joy. The book that I read, it says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it comes in the morning. Joy is coming after this pandemic. Joy is coming after the loss of jobs and loss of friendships and loss of relationships and loss of businesses. Joy is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy. But joy. Joy, she coming in the morning. When there will be no more tears, there will just be smiles, and there will be just feelings of excitement. There will be feelings of just joy, of just peace, and of just love and patience and happiness. Joy, it comes in the morning. Let's embrace the moment. Don't think about how bad things has been and how bad things was. Think about how good things is. How good things is right in this moment. Breath in your body. You have a portion of your health and your strength. Family doing well. Your business is doing good. You got a roof over your head. You was able to eat. You may not have had everything that you wanted for Thanksgiving, but you were blessed. I was blessed, and we're still blessed. Joy, it is coming in the morning. Some people gonna look at you crazy, cockeyed. They gonna look at you. They gonna think that you slew-footed, knock-kneed, pigeon-toed, and bow-legged for you making a decision that you made that's gonna make you happy, to feel joy down on the inside. But we can go to a job miserable every day and get no travail. We get no support. And then when you say, okay, well, you get all the support in the world, I take that back. You go to jobs that you don't like, you get all the support in the world. They would encourage you to go. They would encourage you to keep going. They would encourage you to stay. But when you say, I'm going to step out on my own, I'm stepping out on faith. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me today. I'm stepping out on faith. I am stepping out on faith to live the life of my dreams. I got my life. I got my time. I got it all mapped out. I'm telling you, I am going to be working half of the time. I'm going to be making double the money that I'm making, and I'm going to be enjoying it. My ideal life is coming. You have to, we will miss. This is how we think. We would miss out on what we could do based on what we got that we don't like. We would hold ourselves hostage to situations that we do not like. And we think that we got it going on. Some of us, at a 70, 80, 90, $100,000 salary, do you know how limiting that is? Because you got to work certain hours at your job. They tell you what days to work. They tell you when you can take vacation. They tell you when you can be on PTO. They tell you when you can take off to be with your family. They tell you when you can make memories. They tell you when you come in, when you leave, when you eat, when you come off a break. They tell you how you should feel. But when you say you're going to step out on your own, you're going to grow your business, you're going to live the life of your dream. Do you know we learn by creating? We learn by creating and not consuming. A lot of us are consuming, that we're consuming. Keep your vision in front of you. Yes, it's important to keep it in front of you. You know why? Anything that's out of sight is out of mind. You have to look at your vision every day. What is it that you want? Because see, you'll forget that you want it if you don't see it every day. If it's out of sight, it is out of mind. You'll forget that you had that desire. You'll forget that you had that dream. You'll forget that you wanted to do that thing, that you was going to be that thing, that you was going to have that thing. But when you keep it in the forefront, have you ever noticed the thing that you focus on, you see? When you focus on a thing, have you ever noticed that when you got a vehicle that color, when you got a vehicle that kind, all of a sudden when you got that vehicle, you start noticing everybody had it. Do you think the day you got yours that you got the first one? Do you think that you was the first one that had it? No, but that was the thing that you was focused on, because now that you have one. So now that everywhere you go, you just start seeing them. You start seeing them. You start seeing them in different colors. You start seeing them in different models. You start seeing them, they look just like yours. They're the same color. They was there all the time, but that wasn't your focus. Keep your vision in front of you. Write the vision and make it plain. But not just make it plain, make it visible. You need to see your vision. You need to eat your vision. You need to sleep your vision. You need to say your vision. You need to recite your vision. You need to even put some feelings to it. Get emotional with your vision to say, you need to go another step instead of just writing it down. Go another step and feel yourself already having what you say you're going to have. Feel yourself, excuse me, feel yourself already doing what you said you're going to do. Because do you know what you're doing? You're speaking affirmations. They're either negative or positive. When you say I'm not going to do nothing, that's an affirmation. When you say I'm not enough, that's an affirmation. When you say it'll never happen, that's an affirmation. But you have to change what you say. You got to say I am going to be it. I am going to do it. I am going to have it. You got to say it is possible. It may not be now, but it's coming. It is coming. You got to believe in what you want. I don't care if you're the only one that believe it. Let them look at you crazy. Let them laugh at you. Let them question why you're doing what you're doing. But boo, you do what you do. You do what you do. You do what you do. You got to believe in your story. You got to believe in your vision and your dream like never before. Like nobody else has. Like nobody else will. Because nobody is going to love your baby the way you do. Your dream is your baby. Your dream is your baby. Your vision is your baby. Wrap your baby up in front of you, so that you may see it, because when it is out of sight, it is out of mind. You tell yourself what you want. Where you want to be seen. You can't be no best kept secret and want to be seen at the same time. Where is it that you want your business to go? What is it that you want your business to do? How much money it is that you want to make? A lot of people, they don't want to talk about money. I love to talk about money. You have a lot of people, they don't want to talk about sales. I love to talk about sales, because we know that a business is not a business if you're not selling something. You got a hobby if you're not selling something. But we say, I'm afraid to ask people. Coach, when we were in school, you had to read a story. After reading the story, you had to choose A, B, C, and D, and all of the above. I'm practicing my story. It is all of the above. I love it. Yes. It got to be all of the above. You don't have to, and I want to just add to that. And I've said it before, and I say it sometimes often, but you don't have to live you don't have to live a A, B, C, or D life. You can live a A, B, C, and D life. You don't have to, I say it like this. I don't have to have a life of ors. I can have a life of ands. You can do this and that. See, a lot of us, we make excuses because we feel like, I can't do all that. I don't have time. But let me tell you a secret. Do you know the more time you have limited, the more valuable you value your time? I have never seen a person, I've never heard about a person that's on their deathbed that wished that they did one more stupid thing on their job, that they was able to send one more email. They wish they had a little bit more time to make more memories, to live the life of their dreams, to do things that they've always wanted to do, that they put off when they was too old, they was too healthy, they was too fragile. They felt like it was too late to do that thing. You don't have to do A, B, or C or D. You can do A and a B and a C and a D and a E and a F and a G. You can do it all. You don't have to choose. You can do it all. Yeah, you can do it all. I want you to embrace the moment, and it don't have to be. See, some of us, we have this mentality of all or nothing. If I can't do this, then I won't do nothing. No, if I can't do this, I'm gonna do the next best thing. I don't have to go from $1 to $1,000,000. But see, I can go from $1 to $10 to $100 to $1,000 to $10,000 to $100,000. Then I can get to the million. But see, a lot of us want to go from nothing to everything. A lot of us want to go from 0 to 1,000,000. We can take incremental steps to say, I'm on my way. And when I get there, when I get halfway there, I don't have but halfway to go. I don't have as far to go as I had when I started. I want you to embrace this moment. Stop feeling like you're stuck. Stop feeling like it's too late. You're not enough, that you're too old, that you've made some bad decisions, all these different sorts of types of things. All of that may be true. You may be up in age. You may have could have done things earlier. You may have made some bad decisions. You may have made some mistakes. You may could have done things different. But either way, that's not important either way. It's not too late. You're enough just the way you are. It doesn't matter about what people think, feel, or say. You are enough. And you're not too old. You are not too nothing. You're not too dark. You're not too short. You're not too tall. You're not too nothing. All you have to do is make a decision to say, this is my time. The time is when? Now. This is my time. You don't have to wait till after a pandemic. You can thrive during. You can thrive during the pandemic. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. We're always waiting for, the perfect time. We're waiting to, until this happens. You cannot jump on a ladder. You have to get up, going step by step. You better say it again. We're trying to get to the top, jumping. But step by step. Step by step. When we take small, simple steps, we would get there. We would get there quicker than taking none. We would get there quicker than taking no steps. You would get there quicker starting with $1 than you would with 0. But see, a lot of us, we figure, well, I don't have but $1. But you got to turn that thing around. I got $1 and I'm going to start with that. I don't have but $10. I'm going to start with that. I don't have but $100. I'm going to start with that. You got to start somewhere. You don't have to continue to lose because you say you don't have enough. The way you're going to get enough is starting with what you have, where you are, using what you got. I know that there's somewhere in the word it says never despise the beginning of small things. Big things come to pass because small things were in action. Listen, big things come to pass because small things were in action. We begin to take steps after step after step after step after step, and it got us closer. It got us higher. It took us to the next level. It took us to the next interval. It took us to the You just got to say, I'm starting. I'm going to start. I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know all the way. I don't know the direction. When I get in my car and I'm going to a strange place, all I need to know is where I'm going. Everything in between don't matter. All I got to do is know where I am and where I am going. And everything in between, it works out. It always, the GPS always tell you when to turn. She give you a little bit of warning, but sometimes you got to turn right on the spot. It always come on time. When you got several miles to drive, she ain't saying nothing to you. You keep on going. You keep going. As long as you don't hear nothing, you keep going. You keep going. When it comes time for you to venture off, when it comes time for you to take an exit, it will tell you. See, a lot of us, we don't want to keep going because we're not hearing nothing. Oh, I thank you, Holy Spirit. A lot of us, we don't want to keep going because we're not hearing nothing. Coach, I had to believe what I would say to myself because self can talk you out of it. I had to increase my faith. Absolutely. Self can self-sabotage us from doing the things that we need to do. We need to know that sometimes you may not hear nothing, but it does not mean that you're not going the right way. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me today. Come on now. When you put your destination in your GPS, and sometimes you have a long stretch of miles. It depends on where you're traveling to. You may have 200 and some miles before you have to take a turn. And if you gassed up and don't have to get no food and you're not having no mechanical problems, you're not having to use the bathroom or whatever, you can just keep on going. Your GPS ain't telling you nothing every 5 minutes. She not telling you nothing every 20 minutes. When it get close to time for you to do something different, that's when she starts saying something. Keep going. When you don't hear nothing, you can make a pretty good assumption that you're going in the right direction. You knew when you started to say, okay, in 200 miles, in the next 200 miles, you're going to turn in 200 miles. There's no point in you getting worried on mile 10 or mile 20 or mile 30 or mile 60. Good evening, Princess. Thank you so much for joining. It's no point in you getting worried on mile 100. It said in 200 miles, you're going to have to turn. So even in the midst of the silence, you're going in the right direction. So I need you to embrace the moment and say that I'm heading in the right direction. It's quiet. Some of us are in the wilderness. Some of us are having to. It's almost like you're having to shed your, we know fall is here, right? We know that fall, the leaves are falling. Some of you going to have to let some people fall. Let them fall off. You don't hear the tree worried about the leaves falling. So why are you worried about people falling off? And when it comes time for it to replenish, when it comes time for replenishment, is either those that's supposed to be with you will be there. The new ones, they going to come. You got to stop worrying and thinking that you're doing the wrong thing, that you're not doing the right thing. You got to stop worried about what people think and how people feel and how they going to take it, how they going to accept it, because they think that you should be doing the thing that they think that you should be doing. And that, mind you, a lot of times they don't help you. They don't put in any effort. They're not putting anything toward the cause, but they're telling you should be doing this and that now. You should be doing this, that, and the third. You do what you know is aligned with your purpose. So 3 things that I want to talk about. 3 things I want to talk about. You got to have 3 things in order. You got to have 3 things. One, you got to have a made up mind. Your mindset could be holding you back. Self-sabotage can be holding you back. Self-talk can be holding you back. A lot of times we think people are thinking things about us that haven't even crossed their mind. Sometimes people are not even studying us, as we like to say. Sometimes people are not even paying us any attention, but we will talk ourselves out of doing the next thing. We will talk ourselves out of taking the next step up the ladder. So we got to have the mindset for it. We have to have the mindset to do it. We have to have the mindset. Mindset is so important. Mindset is so important. You got to have, and then not just with the mindset, you got to have the motivation to do it. You got to not only, check what you're thinking about, but you also have to have the motivation to do it. And how you have the motivation to do it, you got to get around like-minded people. You got to get around people that believe in you. They may not be doing what you're doing, but they believe in you, and they believe that what you're doing is going to make a difference, is impacting, it is influencing the world. And you have to say, you know what? In order for you to have that, you cannot have positive energy in a negative environment. I'm sorry, you just can't. You cannot have positive energy in a negative environment. They always got something to say. They always complaining. They're always negative. They don't never believe in nothing. They don't believe fat meat is greasy. They don't believe that white rice is white. They don't believe that you can do it. They don't think it's possible. They don't think that it's going to happen. You got to get them people out of your ear and get around some people that's going to believe with you, even if they don't know how you're going to do it. Say, girl, I know you can. I know you can do it. And see, I just don't believe that you can keep on doing things positive and heading in the right direction and you'll never make it to your destination. I don't believe that. If you follow the direction of the GPS, even though she haven't told you to turn yet, you got 200 miles. We here on 160. You're going to get there. You may have had to slow down. The speed limit may be different. You may be different when you're in a neighborhood, when you're in a city, when you're going downtown, but you got to know that if you just keep on going, you're going to get there. So you have to stay connected to people that think not just exactly what you think. Because see, a lot of times we think, I got to get around like-minded people. Sometimes you can be negative, and you can have negative people in your life. Sometimes you can have broke people and you broke. You can have sick people and you sick. You can have tired people and you tired. But your mindset and the motivation is going to come from somebody that may be just a few steps ahead of you to say, come on, you can do it. I'm going to hold your arms up until you get your strength back. If you don't believe, you believe in what I believe until you increase your own faith. Believe in what I believe in. Go to some of the meetings that I go to. Read some of the things that I read. Do some of the things that I do. You can be my shadow until you start believing. And see, sometimes that's all it takes for a person. They just need to know that it's possible. See, people they don't care about how much you know, but what they care about is how much do you really care? Do you care to see me doing better? See, a lot of people, they care to see you suffer more than they do to see you doing better. I just want to see you win. I really just want to see you win. I want to see you win. Because see, all the time, I may not talk to you one-on-one, but I'm praying for you in the middle of the night. I'm praying for you at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm praying that your progress, that your purpose is progressive and you're going forward. That you know that you got 200 miles when you started, but you don't have as far to go as when you started. You know, when you look back over your life. So we have mindset. We have motivation, right? And so the third thing that you want to think about how you going to do it. What is the method? How am I going to do it? And you get the how by doing it with somebody that is doing what you're trying to do. See, we can't skip around it. We done got all hooked up with, the DIY, do it yourself. And we want to look up everything on YouTube. But see, YouTube is good, but it can't give you those emotions and those feelings. YouTube can give you something. It can give you an idea of how to do something. But see, YouTube cannot put the emotions and put the story to it to say that, you know what, I was where you was. When I first started, I didn't know what to do. When I first started, I was confused. When I first started, I look at even with my financial endeavor. I didn't always save the way I saved. I didn't always spend the way I spent. I wasn't always conscious on the things that I did. I saw it. I wanted it. I got it. I did it. I did things that, I haven't always thought the way I thought. But when I learned better, I did better. And I want to teach as many people as I can that we don't have to live check to check. And we don't have to live from month to month. We don't have to have more money than we have money. We can have money to do what we have to do, save, leave some for our kids, start our legacy, be a blessing to other people. As I told my family on Thanksgiving, I said, even with all your well-doing, don't forget where you came from. Oh, don't forget where you came from. And on top of not forgetting where you came from, be a blessing to other people. And when you be a blessing to other people, God will continue to bless your socks off. God will continue to open doors. You know why? Because he can trust you. He can trust you. He can trust you because you got your mind right. You got your motivation right. You're putting your energy in the right place and the right things, and you got the way to do it. See, when we got the method, a lot of us are not doing things because we don't know how to do it. Come on now, somebody. But why is it that we are trying to figure out everything? Everything. Sometimes you have to be your own warrior. Come on now. Yes. Speak on, Coach O. Yes. Come on. My God. Yes, absolutely. That's a big one. You got to look at sometimes you have to realize that you have more power than you operate in. See, sometimes people will downplay your power and you don't have to prove anything to them. Because see, I think about Jesus when the enemy, after 40 days of fasting and he took him up on high places and he told him, look at all this stuff that I have out there. Look out there. Look on social media. Look on Pinterest. Look at TikTok. Look at Instagram. Look at Twitter. Look out there. Look out there. Look. And all these things. If you do what I tell you to do, if you do what I tell you to do, I'll give you this stuff. But Jesus didn't try to prove anything to him. People is going to say all different sorts of types of things. People are going to make all type of rackets and make all type of noise, and they're going to have all type of opinions, but you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Let them keep on talking. Embrace your moment. Embrace your moment. You don't have to work so hard to have the things that you want. Embrace the moment. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Stop thinking that you want to just be me, that you got to do all these different sorts of types of things. A lot of stuff that we're doing it because we're trying to prove a point to somebody that we can do it. We don't owe nobody no explanation. Lord, I just want to thank you for this woman of God, your child. You're serving your instrument to your people. I'm so in awe of Coach Joe. God bless you. Yes, people will downplay you, but God will raise you up right in front of them. You don't have to say a word. They be trying to figure out, Princess, how in the world are you doing what you doing? You know it's not you. I know it's not me. We know it's not us. But that's what they don't get. I don't have to be anybody special to you. We have to just have a willing mind to say, you know what? I surrender. I surrender to my ways. I surrender to my will. I surrender to my timing. I surrender. When we surrender, he will begin to open up doors. He will begin to make ways, and he will do some things. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He is amazing. He is so amazing. So I encourage you. We're going to go for about 6 more minutes. We're going to go for about 6 more minutes. I hope you all are sharing this out. But I encourage you to embrace this moment. I encourage you to embrace this moment. I want you to embrace this moment right in the midst of this pandemic. I want you to know that what don't kill us, it makes us stronger. It makes us wiser. The things that we have had to learn, the things that we have had to do, the way that we have had to pivot, this thing haven't killed us. It is necessary. Some changes are necessary. No, we don't want to lose our loved ones, but do you know death is a part of life. We know that when we first come here, life and death and life is all a part of living. And the more we're able to come into awareness of death and not be afraid of it. There's a quote that says something about, when stuff out there can't cause you no harm, there is no, and I'm paraphrasing it, but you don't have anything to worry about. And the max amount of things you think about, the max that can happen to us is death. And if we got our house in order, we shouldn't be afraid. We out here living in the midst of all this mess and craziness and domestic violence and gun violence and envy and jealousy and hatred and discrimination and prejudice and all these other different sorts of types of things. And where I read, it says that, the streets will be paved in gold, and you'll be pushing open pearly gates, and you'll be praising and worshiping, and that there will be no more suffering, and there will be no more pain, and there will be no more crying, and there will be, that should be a time that we should be preparing ourselves for. Let's embrace the moment. But while we're still here, let's live this thing to the fullest. We got to be full and well-rounded and live this thing to the fullest. We don't have to be on, we start off on Similac, but we don't have to stay in lack. We start off, some of us come up on Infamil and Similac, but we don't have to live in lack. We don't have to live in lack. There is an abundance of wealth out here for you. It's over 7 billion people. When you think about nature, nature is in abundance. When I was walking on day before yesterday, I was just looking at the leaves and seeing how plentiful they was. There was just as many on the tree as it was on the ground. But when you look at it, even for just a small area, you couldn't even count how many leaves it was. They were plentiful. You always have a plenty. Have you ever noticed there's always a plenty of everything? If you got a bunch of junk, you're going to have a plenty of junk. If you got peace, you have a plenty of peace. If there's joy, there's a plenty of joy. Do you know when there's confusion, there's a plenty of confusion. When there's lies, there are a plenty of lies. When there's truth, there's a lot of truth. When a person lies, when they have one lie, they have to tell another lie and another lie. When they're telling the truth, when you think about it, the law of polarity lets us know that there's an equal opposite of everything. So if you got a lot of this, you got a lot of that. If you have had a lot of pain, baby, you're going to have a lot of pleasure. If you've had a lot of trials, you're going to have a lot of blessings. They're coming. We don't know the timing, but you can't have a head without a tail. You don't have a front without a back. You don't have light without darkness. There's no down if there's no up. There's an equal opposite of everything. Black and white. there's an equal opposite. So I want you to embrace the moment. And so if you've been going through, get ready because your breakthrough is coming. Get ready. If you have experienced a lot of something, get ready because there's a lot of something else is coming. It's working out for your good. Good evening, Evangelist Dorothy. Thank you so much for joining. A lot of it is coming. It is coming. You got to know that there's a plenty of everything. So if you want more of what you like, let's go after more. There's no lack in what you want. There's no lack in funds, finances, or friend. Come on. There is no lack. We got to know that there's a plenty of everything that we desire. We got to become aware of where it is. Just like with the car. I draw strength from my mom who is 82 and now hospice, home care. Every day she prays, glorified, listen, and sing her old school songs. Yes. Tell jokes when the doctor and nurse and CNA come to her, and she always say, this cancer will not get me down. God is a good God. Yes, we have to take everything and embrace the moment. Cancer, we have to embrace it. Lupus, we have to embrace it. COVID-19, we have to embrace it. Friends that has walked away, embrace it. Bank accounts in the negative, embrace it. We're not overlooking that these things exist. But we got to embrace them. They will get better. They're going to get better. On this side or on the other side, it's always going to get better. And we look at it from the positive side. When we look at it from the positive side, it's going to get better. We don't have to be downcast. We don't have to be in down spirit. We have to say that, I am embracing this moment. We always listen. Everything that we encounter, this is good to me, y'all. Everything that we encounter, we have to realize that every good and perfect gift, it comes from above. Every good and perfect gift, it comes from above. So the gift of our parents, the gift of wisdom, the gift of old time songs, the gift of life, the gift of joy, the gift of peace. We know that all of our gifts, they come from above. And so what we have to do, we have to say, what is the gift in this? What is the gift in this moment? What is the gift in this thing that I am encountering and that I am experiencing? What is the gift in what I'm going through? There's always better no matter what. What is the gift in this thing with my children? What is the gift in this thing with my wife or my husband or with my business partner, with my job? What is the gift in this disagreement with my friend or my sibling? What is the gift in it? We have to always look in for the gift because when there's bad, there is good. When there is bad, there is good. There is always a gift. There's a lesson. So as I tell you, take the lesson and leave the pain. Pick through it, sift through it, shake it out and say, I'm going to take the lesson out of this and I'm leaving the pain behind. Get the clumps out of it, sift it. Get the clumps out of it. Get the junk out of it. Get the anger out of it. Get the envy out of it. Get the jealousy out of it. Sift through it and say, I'm going to take the good and I'm going to leave the pain. I'm going to take the lesson and I'm going to leave the pain. I'm going to take what I have learned and not just take it, because we know that knowledge is powerful, but knowledge applied is powerful. Lessons learned are powerful. Lessons executed are powerful. We don't want to just learn a lot of stuff. We don't want to just hear a lot of stuff. We want to do more than we have, than we listen to. Yes, even in the worst scenario, there's always a blessing. Look for it. There's always a blessing. Look for it. It may not come easy. It may not come natural, and it may not come right away. But when you look for something, looking for something requires effort. How many times have you had to look for something and didn't have to do anything? When you think about something that you have lost, it required effort. It required focus. It required concentration. And sometimes it required you leaving and coming back. And then it'll come to you because you was looking for it. We got to look for the blessing in all that we go through. Look for the lesson. Because see, some of them are going to come easy. Some are not going to come easy. And this is the way you think about your lessons. Some are going to be taught, some are going to be bought, some are going to be caught. You're going to be taught some, you're going to catch some, and some of them you're going to have to pay for them. Because some of us are so hard-headed that we don't want to look for, we don't want to listen to, we don't want nobody to tell us nothing because we say, you know what, I'm grown. Good evening, Teresa. Look for the good in everything. And somebody said, that's possible. How could be some good in this illness? How could some good come out of this death? What did they teach you while they was here? What memories did you gain? What did they do? How did they live their life while they were here? I don't understand why we want more life out of people when they gone. You take what they taught you, what they told you, what they showed you while they was here, and it lives. The reason it lives because it lives through you. Christ said, greater works will you do. You will do greater works than I did. And the reason that he can say that because he was one. He was one. Even though we know that he was just as God, but we know that in the human form, he can only be in one place at one time. But if everybody did it, if everybody go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature, we will do more work than he did because we're in a greater number. Oh, this is good. Sure enough, we listen to others instead of our God-given discernment. We got to tap in. We got to tap in. See, when we embrace the moment, sometimes it requires for us to just sit still and just be quiet. Sometimes it requires for us to just embrace it. Good evening, Mother Webbs. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to keep on going. For those that need to drop off. But as long as I'm in the flow of the anointed, I'm going to go. But you got to know that, for somebody it may be too long. For somebody it's needed. Somebody may come in right where they need to catch it at. Catch it where you catch it and go where you got to go. Do what you got to do. But we have to remember, find the good in all that happened. Find the good. Find the good. There was people, there was relationship that has been rekindled in the midst of COVID. There was relationship, some of us, you didn't know how to get out of those situations. COVID helped you get out of some situations that you wanted to be out of. You needed to be out of. You needed a way out. Some things good come out of COVID. And it may sound bad for some people, like nothing good came out of that. You got some people, they feel like, come on. You got some people that feel like there's nothing there has been a lot of good come out of it. There's been a lot of good come out of it. We got to find the good in everything. You got to find the good even with the current president that we have in the White House. Find the good in everything. If you look for it, I guarantee you'll find it because there is a law. We cannot let the laws go and flow because we don't believe them or we don't understand it. Because when you come on now, listen to me. That's just like the law of gravity. You are not going to throw something up and it's just going to stay there. I don't care how much helium air you have in it. I don't care how far it flows, but eventually it is coming down. It is coming down. High things that are thrown up, they're coming down. But I want you to embrace this moment. I want you to embrace this moment with me. I want you to embrace this moment. I want you, in this moment where you're able to focus on, sometimes we are not even present in a lot of things. We multitask and we'll do a lot of things. And, I was thinking today as I was driving, I was thinking out as I was driving, sometimes, we would use music to entertain us. We use music for entertainment. We use music for motivation. We use music to get work done. But when you think about it, how much of that thing have we really comprehended because we really wasn't paying attention? Some of us, we say, well, I just got it going on because of the noise. But our comprehension of what is going on in the music or going on in the thing that we're listening to, we heard some of it, we didn't hear some of it because it's passive. But when we read, it's very active because you got to keep your eyes on the line. You got to be pronouncing words and you're more active. And I need you to embrace the moment. Be active in your life and not passive. Don't let things just happen and people just do things and say things and you feel like, oh, it's going to get greater later. We have to be active to say that I don't have to live a life like this. I don't have to suffer. I don't have to be down. That's right. We needed to be out with some of this Hopefully we learn what we need before we go back. Yes, God is speaking, but I find people are still doing the same things but complain about not progressing. You better say it again, because you know why we still in it 9 months later? Because we haven't learned the lesson that was trying to be taught. How is it that we're going to progress to the next grade, to the next level? How is it that if this thing was a prerequisite for the next level, we have failed the test? A lot of us, we so bored. We're bored. So we haven't passed the test. So how is it that we feel like we're ready for next level? We're not ready for next level living because we haven't passed this test now. We got to learn the lesson on this level before we can go to the next level. We got to learn the lesson down here. But some of us, as you said, Pastor Princess, some of us, we're doing the same thing. We're still with the same people. We're listening at the same stuff. We're encountering in the same stuff. We haven't changed a thing. We figure, okay, that don't affect me. We haven't learned a lot. Because we know that God can stop this thing whenever he get ready. He can stop this thing. You speaking the truth tonight. Amen. He can stop this thing whenever he get ready. But see, if the lesson that was meant to be taught, because see, when Jonah took off running, he didn't say, well, you know what, Jonah, since you don't want to do it, that's okay. He was going, and he would have found somebody else to do it. But there was going to be some consequences for not doing what he said. We don't just get a pass because we feel like, okay, I don't want to do it. You may not do it. And he will find somebody else to do it. Because see, a lot of times we'll look and figure, how is this person able to do a thing? Because we feel like they're incapable, because they're incompetent, because we're so smart. We got degrees that's falling off of the thermometer. We got degrees that's falling off the end of our name. But we'll feel like, how in the world are they able to do? See, they were willing. You were so smart. Some of us, we're able, but we're not willing. But see, God is looking for people that are willing. You don't even have to be able with God. Because see, when you say I'm willing, if you say send me, I surrender, I take up my cross, send me, I'll go. I don't even have to know how to do it. Because you know what? He'll show me. He'll show me. But see, we got some know-it-alls. We got some people that feel like you can't tell me nothing because I know everything. But you still, I got a class that I really love to do. And the name of it was, I wrote it down on a sticky. Got so many stickies. But the name that I wrote down, it said, you got business bosses that's suffering. You got people that's winning in their careers. You got some people that's winning in their business. You got some people that's winning on their job, but they live in miserable lives. They won't ever admit it because they're so, they got to keep up this persona. That's right. God will find someone else but there are consequences. Or they pretend to be willing, yes, and that comes out real quick. Cause see, sometimes Pastor Princess, they'll pretend to be willing to keep you from doing it, and they'll figure I do it because they want to be seen. And when they see that when they see that the spotlight is not shining the way they thought it was, when they see that it's not as pretty as it was, and they have to get dirty and got to get down and got to get busy, and it's not just about you looking cute and dressing up, baby. It's about you getting out, being foot soldiers. It's about you going all over the world telling people about what you gotta, then it's not so attractive. But see, they'll block you. They'll block you from having it because they don't want to see you do better. People are okay with you saying you're gonna do a thing until you start doing it. You got people that are in close proximity to you. They got a problem with you being better. You got some people that love, they love to give out handouts just for, they can say if it was not for them, you wouldn't be where you are. But see, that's why God said, this thing that I do, by grace, it comes through no man, that you won't have nothing to boast about. You won't have nothing to talk about. That when they see you, that it said that had to be God. That man couldn't do it. Man couldn't do that. No matter what you said, no matter what you gave, no matter how you was there, no matter how you tried to twist it and turn it, that man could not do that. So you got to remember, we got to remember that God can do what he want to do with who he want to do it with. And he don't owe nobody no explanation on why he used. You got to make close proximity. You got some people so close to you that you wouldn't even believe that they think the way they think about you the way they do because they got a smile on their face, but they smile don't come out right. They smile got a frown to it, and you can't smile and frown at the same time. People can only fake for so long. It comes bubbling up out them. They want to know who you think you are. They want to know how did you leave them, and why do you think that you are, and why do you think that you should be doing that thing? Why you want to do that? Why you want to be better? Why you don't want to live in the neighborhood that we growed up in? Why you want to get married? We said when we was kids we was gonna both stay single. Why you want to lose weight? Why is it that you want to do that thing? Why you want to get out of the family business and start your own business? Why is it that you want to do this, that, and the third? They want to know why you want to be better. They don't ask you, why are you staying stuck? Why are you still crying over that? I will be with you like I was with him. Why? I want somebody to ask me, why am I not living my full potential? Why I'm not moving faster? Why I'm not doing more? Why I'm not impacting more? Those are the questions that I want. And that's why we got to get around positive people. Negative people want to know why you want to be better. Why you can't stay in that house. What's wrong with the car you got? What's wrong with you staying where you're staying? What's wrong with the job you own? Why you want to be on your own business? Why you want to live your doggone dream? You got negative people asking you questions like that instead of you saying what you want to be, what you want to do. I know you got so much more in you. I believe in you. I know you're not living your full potential. And you know why? Some of us are not living our full potential because you are afraid of outshining somebody that you love. Some of y'all you're afraid of outshining your daddy. You're afraid of outshining your husband. You're afraid, and it's not about the shine. You feel like if you do better, that you will not be accepted. They just don't want them to be better than them. They don't. They don't want you to be better than them. Long as you suffering, long as you barely getting by, long as you got more month than you got money, that's the way they want you to be. Do you know people kick you when you down? They don't try to pick you up. They'll walk past you and say, I'm on my way to where I'm going. I'm about to start jumping and shouting. Come on now, somebody. You got people, they will pass by you, but they'll tell you, if you need something, sis, call me. And when you call, they don't answer. When you call them, they don't answer you. When they see your name, they want to know what you want. Because you're trying to be somebody. You're trying to be better. You're trying to do better. You say you helping who and you doing what? So all the time they feel like as long as you don't have no dream, as long as you keeping your vision on your board, we cool. Long as you keep your vision on your board, don't talk about it too much because I don't want you to keep on thinking about it. You write the vision and you make it plain, but you need to make it visible because anything that's out of sight is out of mind. You need to get around people that's going to help you talk about your vision. You need to get in a circle of people that's going to say, what do you want to do? What are you working on? How is it coming along? How much farther do you got to go? See, we come up with these cliches. We say, a watch pot, it never boils. Do you know that's a lie? When you got a pot, I don't get when the temperature is right, that water is going to boil. A watch pot that is not patient because we think it's supposed to start boiling as soon as we turn it on. It depends on how much water you got up in there. A watch pot is going to boil when it get to the right temperature. You just got to get with people that believe in you. Believe in your dreams. Believe in your desires. And do you know some of the closest people to you, they don't believe that you can do what you do. They want to know, why do you think you can do that? You got to follow the status quo. Get a number. Get in line. Do like everybody else. Why you want to be different? You should think different. Why in the world do you want to fit in and be the same? I don't care about standing out. I want to stand out. When you stand out, you're seen. And it's not that I need you to see me. But you don't want to be lost in the crowd. Because see, when it come time to for things to be done, why would I go all across country to get to something that's already, that I done passed by all these other ones that look like you and act like you and sound like you, and they advise like you, they do like you, they be like you, they is like you. You can just stop at the first one. You got to be different. You got to be different. You got to be intentional on being different. You got to be different on purpose. Put some effort into it. There's something different about you. You have something different that is about you. You don't have to be doing what everybody else doing for you to be successful. It's sad, but you almost have to keep your dreams a secret from certain people. Their negative attitude would discourage you. You're absolutely right. Because you know what? A lot of times, Pastor Princess, you have to keep it a secret from them, but it ain't that they so mad with you. They mad with themselves. Because see, when you have a made up mind, this is the philosophy that I use. When I hear the voice of the Lord, no other voice matters. It doesn't matter what nobody say, what they feel, what they think. It doesn't matter how, they feel like, don't do it, you shouldn't do it, why you got to do that, why you doing this, that, and the third. All that doesn't matter. When you hear the voice of the Lord, we have to make sure that we keep listening at that voice and those directions. You don't turn until the GPS tell you to turn. Don't go thinking you got somebody. Have you ever had somebody in the car, they didn't know the way before you started, but now they know the way that the GPS is telling you. Now they're telling you to turn before the GPS give you the next set of instructions. I don't care what you think you know. We're going to go by what this thing say. It may take us a few miles extra. It may take us the long way around, but when we started, you didn't know where we was going. So why am I listening at you? Come on now. They will support everyone else, but not you. But you know what? There are people that will support you. There's some people that will support you. I embrace the difference that God created me to be. Amen. You got to think about, there are people that there are people that are assigned just to you. And you know what? A lot of times it's a stranger. It's not your sister. It's not your brother. James, he didn't support Jesus. He didn't start believing in Jesus till he was dead and gone. People wait till you leave and tell people how good you was. Ooh, my sister, she was so good. My sister, she was speaking and writing books. My sister, I'm using as an example. But people brag on you when you gone, and they didn't give a flip about you. They didn't support you. They didn't come to nothing. They didn't do nothing. They didn't encourage you. They didn't tell you good. They didn't tell you that a girl. They didn't pat you on your shoulder, your back, your butt. And sometimes it's your husband. Sometimes it's your wife. Sometimes it's your mama and your daddy, because you got some parents that are jealous of their kids, but your kids should be farther than where you are because they started at a different position. Oh, and let no one change that. Embrace the moment. Embrace the moment. See, when Jesus said a friend will stick closer to you than a brother, he wasn't speaking no foreign language and talking about some of them disciples and some of the people that he had touched and healed and the ones that he had told to do this, that, and the third. He was talking because it was close and it was personal. He said a friend will stick closer to your brother. He was talking about his brother James. He said that, I got people that don't even know me embrace me more than the people. This boy, I done played with him. This boy, we probably slept in the same bed. They was out there playing, building sand castles together. And he don't believe who I am. A friend will stick closer to you than a brother. It says, if you want to have friends, show yourself friendly. But see, a lot of us, we'll shut ourselves down. And we feel like we embracing it because we're doing us and we just being us. And I don't want to, all these different sorts of types of things. But let me tell you, you're going to have to get up out your comfort zone. You're going to have to network with some new people because your network is your net worth, because you got people that you will meet that will propel you further than any family member that you have grown up with, that you was raised by, the school you went to, the city. Is there any good thing that come up out of Nazareth? Is that not Mary and Joseph? Boy, that's the carpenter's son. What he got to bring to the table? Do you think that they think that you got something? Because they know what school you went to. They knew your mama, your daddy. They knew your pawpaw and your grandma. They knew your auntie. They knew Uncle Bill and Uncle Cliff. They knew all these people, but they really didn't know the potential that you had, because every good and perfect gift, it comes from above. It didn't come from them. The gift didn't come from your mother. The gift didn't come from your daddy. Every good and perfect gifts come from above. That's over in James somewhere. Look, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I got class here in about an hour. We've been on here a little over an hour. I'm just grateful. I hope I've said something to encourage you. Get connected. Look, this is Small Business Saturday. Support somebody. Support a small business. I don't care if they black, white, green, or purple. Support a small business today. Don't wait another day. Don't wait till next time. Don't wait till this time next year to say you're going to support somebody. Support a small business. Support a small business today. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Look, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. I pray that I have said something that would inspire you, that would empower you, that will motivate you. If you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO. Yes, we have class in an hour. I'm ready. I am ready. I'm going to grab me something to eat. But this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, get your dreams out of your head into your life. And I'm helping folks get their finances right. If you don't have your finances right, you need to get connected with me. We do free financial analysis where you can start saving money. Get you a free savings account. Do you know at the bank they tell you have to start off with $100 or whatever? You can set up a free savings account. And I'm looking to help 2 people before Monday. Why not let it be you? Why not let it be you, where you can set up a free savings account or whatever it is that you need, proper protection or whatever it is that you need? Connect with your girl. I am a small business. Connect with me or with somebody else. But I'm looking to help 2 families before Monday. Look, this is your girl, Coach O. God bless you. I appreciate this great encouragement tonight. You're welcome. I pray that you all have an amazing day. I need your financial help. Let's get connected. Let's get connected. Inbox me. I'll inbox you as soon as we hang up. I would love to talk with you. Let's do it. Let's do it. We gotta be able to live the life that we want. And this is another thing that one of my mentors said. She said, do we live life by design or by default? I live life by design. I have what I want to have. I'm doing what I want to do. It's time. We've suffered long enough. We're not going to let COVID, the pandemic, and nothing else, your skin color, your gender, your ethnicity, your location, your background, we're not letting your school, your mama, your dad, we ain't letting nothing stop us. It's time for us to live our life and get our visions off our boards into our life. God bless you, and I will talk to you later. Share this out.